what was it Mike Rowe said? Voting is dangerous. You have a right to own a gun, but guns are dangerous. And if someone is, they take a gun and they do something like they're screwing around with it, people can get hurt. If this woman goes and votes, she could literally be voting to figuratively set the curtains on fire because she has no idea what she's talking about. Why are we allowing people like that? Or I should say, not so much allowing, but why do we accept that as culturally, socially normal? That people who literally are like, I have no idea what's going on, but I'm voting for Kamala. Why do we accept that?
I think it's because the other option would be to have some small group of people decide who gets to and who doesn't get to.
Oh, but hold on, Ian. I got to.
No, it's not. Hold on. Yeah. The alternative is like, I don't know. You have to fill out a selective service before you vote.
Well, because Ian, here's the thing: the more uninformed people there are voting, the easier it is for a small handful of people to gain control over the country because they can just trick all the dumb people into voting for them, basically.
I'm thinking way back when they started the Constitution and they decided we're going to let everyone that has stake in land vote. Mm-hmm. Like, why did they say everyone? Why did they say but not the stupid people that aren't paying attention? Because it's like you can't. Who gets to decide who's stupid and who's not paying attention? I mean, she admitted it,
but right. So you don't. You create a system by which it is much more difficult for those that are stupid to negatively impact the system. So the reason why to be a landowner to vote was because if you didn't live here, why are you voting on how we live? Like back in the day, let's say you've got 50 homes and farms. And all of the homeowners are coming together to determine how they're going to handle their local community. And they say, we live here. We're voting. Do you live here? No. Well, then you don't get to vote in how we live. That was basically your ID and proof of being part of the community. Now, I agree. The economy has changed. Population density has changed. We have people who rent. And so an ID perhaps is what you should have. I think in order to vote, you need an ID. But I got one real simple thing for you. I'm going to make it as easy as possible for everyone to vote, okay? You don't need an ID. No ID required. Okay, actually, that's kind of silly. You got to have an ID. But let's make it as easy as possible. Everybody's got an ID. That's fine. And when you walk in, they say, okay, here's the voting booth and here's your ballot. And they hand you a blank piece of paper. That's it.
Oh, I love that.
And you got to write down the position and the candidate who's running and spell it correctly. That's it. Because this woman's going to go and she's like, I don't know, Kamala, and she's going to spell it wrong.
Spelling, though, is a tough one.
Don't care.
Just because someone didn't learn their grammar.
I think it would bring back the era of the political jingle because people would be spelling out their names to songs.
That's right.
That's a whole era of creativity we haven't tapped into. Or we just see a lot of people changing their names to something like, John Green, Sue... like Sue Black, like whatever it is, because
none of the above.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a weird time in American history, but
well, you just got to notice that all of the PSAs that tell people to get out and vote will go on and on about how voting is a civic responsibility and duty, but they will never ever tell you that staying informed on the issues is a civic responsibility and duty. And what I'm saying is voting is not a duty, voting is a privilege. Being informed on the issues is a duty, and you have to fulfill that duty before you vote.
Maybe a small questionnaire. I mean, the vast majority of young people can't even tell you what two countries border the USA. It's just a small questionnaire of simple questions to allow people to, move forward and vote.
I think there's potentially something there, but the issue then is who gets to make the questions.
Right, exactly.
And then what they can do is they can say, let's do an AI aggregation of common questions Republicans fail and Democrats don't, and use that as the basis by how you vote. And then you can manipulate. I think blank ballot. You know why? Well, look, it's even, right? Hey, look, all you got to do is know who you're voting for and what they're running for. That's fair, isn't it? Tell me why. Explain to me why we should not have a blank ballot. Give me one good reason why blank ballot is not fair.
Because illiterate people should still have a right to vote.
How do they know what box they're
you
checking?
think an illiterate person is going to look at a paper ballot and not be able to read? And what are they voting for if they can't read the paper ballot?
Just the letter K or the letter D, like Kamala or Donald, and then they'll know. Like they might not be able to spell, but they'll be able to recognize the word.
But the position, no, I disagree.
I don't agree that illiterate
someone
people
might
should be voting,
see Donald and think it says Democrat and vote for the wrong person. That's not fair, is it? So if someone is illiterate and can't vote, too effing bad. What do we do for that?
Well, like the spelling thing's risky because if a guy's name's John and they don't put an H,
yep,
that's a fail. But
sayonara.
You better. A lot of people named John. That's a
fair.
lot of mistakes.
But it's fair. It doesn't matter if you're a Democrat or Republican. Anyone can misspell John.
I'm kind of like, if you don't know how to do math, you're get out of my sight kind of guy.
But look, here's my point.
A bit extreme for voting.
My point is this. There is nothing unfair about a blank ballot. Nothing. You say maybe they misspell, maybe they can't spell. Okay, so illiteracy is not a political position. It's completely fair that everyone is required to know who they're voting for and what position they're running for. And here's the best part. Republicans will win every single election if we did that. Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.